Big shout out to our newest sponsor, Don't Tell Comedy.
Bringing live and local comedy back to Vegas tomorrow.
Yes.
Is the next one. And guess who's hosting? We are! Woo!
I am honored to host the Don't Tell Comedy. I'm so excited. And we get to do a little bit of our shtick in there.
Yes, we do. It's a little bit of a Keeping It Casual live show.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, I'm MJ.
And I'm Bree. Welcome to the Keeping It Casual podcast.
I'm married. I'm a mom, so I get it.
And Lord save me, because I am dating.
We're more than just a sex-positive dating and relationship podcast.
We want to share the perspectives on every kind of relationship while giving a voice to our listeners.
Plus tons of tips to boss up your life.
And sex life.
Your Vegas girls are here for you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Guess what we're drinking tonight?
I got this really delicious grapefruit agave mix because I was like, ooh, for tequila, but
No, for vodka.
nothing tastes good with tequila.
So we're having...
Just shoot it.
Yeah.
Quit trying to put tequila in a dress. He just wants to be in flip-flops.
Quit trying to make tequila fancy. It just needs to be shot up. So it is the agave grapefruit juice with some sparkling grapefruit seltzer and vodka and fresh strawberries. And you guys,
It does the trick.
I
every
should have
time.
been a bartender.
I know. We were making fun of my drinks because despite my efforts and all the mixings and all the fixings, I get people very drunk. It always ends up like some Jersey Shore jungle juice.
Every time. It doesn't matter what you're making. It always turns to jungle
Every
juice.
time. Don't even let me try to make a tequila drink because it's just...
I know. Well, there was last week, I think she was like, do you want some margaritas? And I was like, nah, I'm good.
I did do one. There's been a few handful of times where I actually made a decent drink that didn't poison everybody. It like turned everybody into that. Remember the True Blood episode where everybody's eyes turned black and they turned into like, they're like Thievery Corporation came on. Everybody was like gypsies
And fucking.
That's how I make a drink. So
It's true. I do trust your michelada making.
thank you.
There.
There, I'll take it.
It's hard to screw that up, but it's actually really easy to screw up a michelada. I'm very picky about the way people make my michis.
All right, I'll take that. I do make a delicious sangria too. Just keep me away from the hard liquor.
Okay, sangria and micheladas.
Yeah.
And now that I know how to make the tamarindo paste for our
Oh,
michis,
man.
it's like, boom, we're
All I-
next leveled.
All I want is a sweet michi.
Maybe next week we'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. Before we get into it, big shout out to our newest sponsor, Don't Tell Comedy.
Bringing live and local comedy back to Vegas. And there are Don't Tell comedies throughout the United States. They're all over. There's one in New York. There's one in LA. There's one in here. So just look at your Don't Tell comedy page.
That's right. And so Don't Tell Comedy Las Vegas is going to be having a nice little residency at Ferguson's downtown and, where Lana Del Rey filmed her music video.
Yeah, exactly. And guess what, guys? Tomorrow
Yes.
is the next one. And guess who, if you're listening in real time, and guess who's hosting? We are! Woo!
I am honored to host the Don't Tell Comedy. I'm so excited. And we get to do a little bit of our shtick in there.
Yes, we do. It's a little bit of a Keeping It Casual live show.
We're going to throw a little bit of that energy in there. So,
So thank you to Rachel and Nick for believing in us, because we believe in you.
damn right.
Get your tickets now at don'ttellcomedy.com.
So I have a little catch up from last week because, my brother-in-law Chad, he's dating and he's just doing things wrong.
I know. He's been texting me, asking me questions.
All right. So I got follow-up from last week. I was like, well, tell me. And he's like, okay. So he's like, the girl that, he kind of never followed up with.
The girl he blew off.
The girl he blew off. To him, he didn't blow her off. You guys, he's just doing those things that make you go, it's a boy and he's trying to figure it out because, it's a woman's world and they're just living in it. I think we overanalyze. Here's what I realize. Women, we want things and we want it now. Guys, they have this take their time with things so it doesn't balance out.
Oh, God. I've had guys text me back 2 weeks later, and I'm like, the fuck? I forgot what I even said to you.
All right. So
I've moved on from there.
So here's what happened. He goes, so she reached out to him, the one that he didn't really talk to
Yeah.
anymore. She sent him an Instagram message. Hey, just wanted to say hi. Do you know if if the pool is opening soon? Because they live in the same neighborhood, right? So that was her opening line. I go, oh, so she reached out. He's like, yeah. So I played it cool. It's like, oh, hey, how are you doing? And, he goes, we just yada, yada, yada. He goes, but she ended it with a thumbs up emoji. And I said, well, did you casual conversation her to death, or did you, like, make a move? Like, she obviously was reaching out to you because she wanted to, like, hey, I'm still interested.
Are you sure?
I'm not just going to ask you for something. He was just like, I didn't want to be like, oh, she reached out. Hey, do you want to go on a date? Because that would have been weird.
That's a good move, actually. I will agree with him there.
All right.
I will agree with him.
But he was kind of like, well, she kind of left me with like a thumbs up emoji. I was like, well, did you just continue talking about the weather, or did you actually like
ask her something?
Lead it a little more. He goes, no, but here's what I did. He goes, I didn't want to do that. He goes, so the next morning when I woke up, I'm not going to fuck around with texting. He goes, I'm not good at expressing myself in a text. It just always gets messy, even on a DM on Instagram. So I just decided to use her phone number, and I sent her a voice text. Oh, like a little voice message via text. He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I said, what'd you say? He goes, hey, what's up? This is Chad. I was a little excited to hear from you yesterday. I'd love to take you out. I said, all right. I think that was a pretty boss move. I like that you even acknowledged, like, I was kind of excited to hear from you. That makes her know that meant a lot to you. So I said, but now you got to wait, because you made her wait. So you might get a little.
Well, she's also in a
tomorrow.
long distance thing.
Obviously, she's bored in the meantime. And, I think if you're in a long distance thing, if something real comes along in your local life, that's when long distance things get a little off to the side.
Okay. I disagree.
All right. Well, I've never been in a long distance thing, but I would imagine if some man was walking down the street in my neighborhood.
Not if you're very into your partner. If you love your partner, if you respect your partner, you're going to love and respect your partner. If they're sitting next to you, or if they're 500 miles away. Or maybe she really just wanted to know when the pool opened because she's new to the neighborhood.
Are you serious? She's not new to the neighborhood.
Oh, she's not?
Well, that was her open to, like, get in there.
I don't think so.
Well, okay, Bree just came out of a long-distance relationship. She's like, I would not be that girl. I don't think it's that serious because they exchanged phone numbers when they met, and, she kind of put it out there like, I'm interested.
Yeah, they exchanged phone numbers when they met, but she was single when they met.
No, she was in a long-distance thing. She's
like,
but,
then she's a scandalous hoe, and he shouldn't be dating her anyway.
Bree has no respect for somebody in a long distance or a local relationship.
Not if you're being a scandalous hoe.
I'm just like, long distance. Psh. She don't just want to know when the pool is open. That was her being like, hello, are you still interested or what?
We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I don't trust this bitch.
Bree's looking out for you.
She's scandalous. She's scandalous. Okay, so speaking of scandalous, I've got stories.
Share.
Well, keepers, the time has come. I ran into my ex-boyfriend. I decided to get the hate out of my heart, but I'll explain to you why in a second. So I ran into my ex while hanging out with an old flame, the girl he's might be hooking up with, I'm not sure, and Angie, my Eskimo sister, with my ex. While texting my polyamorous couple. I have never felt more woke in my life.
That's a wild situation to be in. You're like, there's my ex hookup, there's his ex hookup, and his ex like, that was a lot of entanglement going on there.
And you know what? I fucking handled that shit like a champ. You don't think I made friends with the girl?
Of course you did.
Of course I fucking did, because I'm me. I just saw ex-entanglement, not ex-boyfriend, ex-entanglement, like, cringing while I was being friends with this, like, making friends. He was just kind of like, oh, God.
He's like, why are they sitting together?
What is she saying? He knows I'm not I don't want to say stupid, but he knows I'm not like that. I'm going to be like, I fucked him. Yeah, and I made out with him last week.
Yeah, I'll cut you. Don't touch me.
Yeah, he knows I'm not like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't fucking care.
It was very grown up of you, Bree. I don't know if I was that grown up at your age.
Well,
that's why we hang out. I think we balance out. Like, I'm still very immature.
You're like, that's who I wanted to be at that age.
Exactly. That's more who I am now, or maybe I want to be when I grow up.
So, anyways, my ex was looking at me like I was the fucking devil. He was just glaring at me. I was like, the fuck did I do to you? So I'm at a comedy roast, and I get to watch ex-flame roast ex-boyfriend with information I have fed ex-flame. And I was like, all right, this is happening. He already looked at me like I'm a demon, so now he's really going to hate me. Here we go. Let's make this happen. Then just hung out. He ignored me all night, kept giving me glary looks like, this bitch, why is this bitch here? I'm hugging his best friend. I'm walking around, owning the room as I do. And then Angie Crum, our former guest, I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. She's like, you want to leave? I'll walk you to your car. I'm in the parking lot too. And I was like, yes. I was like, let's go. So she saved me. Thank you, Angie. Thank you for saving me from the comedy club.
Yes.
The next morning I wake up and I was kind of like perturbed because I was like, this motherfucker has no reason to treat me this way.
Yeah. Don't be stank eyeing me.
I
If
didn't
anybody, I should be giving the stank eye.
Exactly, that's how I felt. And then I was like, but I don't even have the hate in my heart anymore to do that. I was like, and I thought about it and I said, if he died tomorrow, would I be okay with that being our last interaction with each other? And I said, no, I'm not. I'm not okay with it. So I did something that I never thought I would do. I reached out to him.
What? Okay. What was said?
I said, hold on, let me pull this up. I said, hey man, you don't have to glare at me like I'm a demoness when we run into each other. Our relationship was very toxic, but we should be able to coexist in the same space without any animosity. I realized that I had toxic behaviors towards you after we broke up, and when I figured them out, it felt too late to apologize. However, they were triggered by your actions, so maybe we should call it even. I am so happy from the growth I had after we broke up. It's growth I wouldn't have had with you. Right now, my life is filled with love, magic, and adventure. I'm happy, you're happy, and we should be happy for each other. Didn't think he'd respond.
I didn't either.
I just needed to say that. I needed to get the anger and the icky out of my heart.
It really sucks to hold on resentment with people. And, you know, just even having that, like, I fucking hate this person, or like, even if they did you wrong, or even if whatever, like, it's just such a weight that you carry. It's
is.
a weight and it sucks.
It is. I
Good
just,
for you.
I couldn't. And then he responded. I didn't think he would, but he did.
Okay.
He said, I'm really happy for you. I wasn't trying to shoot you demon glares. I'm sorry if it looked that way. At first, I wasn't even totally sure it was you. And then when I was sure, I was pretty sure you hated me. He said sure a lot in that sentence. Let's dissect this for a second, homeboy. Get your grammar skills on. No. I respectfully wanted to keep my distance, but I guess it didn't look respectful. I made so many mistakes with you, and I'm so sorry for all the ways that I hurt you. I'm thrilled you're doing well now, but that will never excuse the past. I'm happy you're doing well, but I hope you know that doesn't change my regrets with how I treated you. You helped me learn a ton of lessons that I needed to learn, and I'm sorry the learning process was so painful at so many times. Congratulations on all of your happiness, and I promise if I see you out and about, I will still be awkward because that's unavoidable, but hopefully less awkward.
I think that was very mature of him as well.
If I run into him again, I don't want him to talk to me. We're cool,
Yeah.
but we're not cool. Like,
well, you don't want to hang out, but you
Yeah.
also just...
I don't want him glaring at me.
You forgave him.
No, I forgave myself.
Okay.
There are things he did that I will never forgive, but I've moved on.
You let go of the resentment.
Yes.
You let go of the resentment and the
let
hate.
it go.
You let go of the hate.
It just comes down to, like, if somebody died tomorrow, how would you feel about your last interaction with them? And
Yeah.
that's something I'm at peace with. That's not the only journey I went on.
Okay.
You remember Bitchy Woman?
Yes.
Yeah. That girl, I apologize to her too. I apologize to the old flame for being kind of weird to him. And I apologize to a friend I've been having issues with. I've just been on this apology tour.
The apology tour.
Apology tour 2021. Coming in hot.
So anybody that any weight you had in your heart for resentment or hate or just like frustration, you just let it all go.
I did.
And I think that's amazing.
I don't know where it came from, but I woke up the next day and I was like, it was just kind of like a how dare you look at me like that moment. I'm going to be the bigger person. And now I need to be the bigger person in all these situations. It was like one, like, okay, I'm the bigger person here. Now I got to be it here, 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 and here. Boom. Done. Drop the mic.
Well, I feel like if you could just kind of reach out to one person, the rest didn't even seem so big.
He was the big one.
Yeah. I'm really surprised he responded to you, and I think he responded with respect, and I really appreciate that from him. So,
I do too.
Thank you for treating my girl with respect, because what can he do now? He can't do anything now about the past, but I feel like what he said was all he can do now.
Exactly. And my cautious heart says, you know, some words are just words. And he might mean them, he might not.
I think it takes a lot for people to say things like that, and I would take it with like, he didn't have to respond, you know, he could have just been like, whatever. I think you can hear something in somebody's words that are like really speaking from the heart. And I think it was a genuine response. You know, like you're my fam, so the way people treat you matters to me as well.
Yeah.
What he said, all right.
All right.
I won't demonize him either.
He might do something that makes us hate him again, you guys. We don't know.
But for now, that was really grown up. And it's really hard to like eat your words or humble yourself to go to somebody and just be like, I'm sorry if I was being bitchy, because let's face it, if there's shit between you and anybody, there's always a way you could be better, right?
Yeah.
Did you walk away? Did you not say anything? Did you continue to take the high road?
I trashed him.
I would trash somebody too if they treated me like that.
I trashed him. And you know what? That was all part of my healing process too.
Yeah.
And I remember like immediately when I did it, I was like, I didn't understand why I sent him that message at first. I was like, am I doing this for my own selfish needs? Like, do I need some sort of whatever? And then I was like, no, I need to not carry this weight around anymore. And I feel very free. I think the crazy got fucked out of me. Thank you.
Just being with a couple that is so open-minded and doesn't live up to like these worldly politics and stereotypes of relationships, and just kind of being like, we're open to love and care about anybody we want. You take away so many boundaries and so many black and white issues that don't even matter. Yeah. It's nice to be freed in that way.
It is
very freeing. I did something like that a couple months ago when I lost my friend, and you know, there were some people that I just kind of shut out of my life, especially after I lost my radio job, and maybe they were just kind of like, why did she doesn't talk to me anymore? Why does she just unfollow me and stuff? And you know, I had a point where I was just really I loved my radio job. That was my life. It was kind of my identity. And when I lost it, I didn't want to see all these people, and these were kind of like more coworkers, but just people I was friendly with. Nobody I had really spent time with in my life, but people I just kind of was like, I don't want to follow you on Instagram. I don't want to see you. And people take that shit really seriously.
I don't know why.
Stop
taking social media so seriously, y'all.
But you know, you unfriend somebody or unfollow somebody. It's just one of those things.
Please, your brother-in-law unfollowed me and I didn't make a fuss of it. I wasn't like, Chad's family, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, but
he refollowed me and he was like, I'm sorry, and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, but also in that industry, you know, it's big like that. But I had to just I reached out to a couple of people and was like, listen, you know, I just realized I lost a close friend, and I just realized like, if people are important to you, you just let them know, because I don't want somebody wondering like, well, whatever did I do to you and stuff. And it's just, it was hard for me to like watch people doing what I love on a day-to-day basis when I was still hurt. I was still getting over losing my job, and I didn't want to look at that part of the life anymore. I just wanted to be in my own bubble.
I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound bitchy, but I mean it in the most sincere way. 3 out of the 4 people I reached out to, I truly, truly love it and cared about at one point in my life, or still do. The other one, it was a very complicated situation, but you know, I felt like if I could have that love in my heart for them at some point, why does it end now? Like, what, you know, just because they hurt me means I don't have any sort of love for them anymore, or any sort of respect, or any sort of anything. And my ex, no, I don't respect him.
But obviously you had a place in your heart that just went from love to pain, and you let that pain go.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I do have a friend that did not reach out back. Well, I had another one that didn't reach out, but I knew that person wasn't going to, because I know their texting patterns.
But
and if they do reach out, it'll be like 3 weeks later, because I've literally seen this person have 112 unread messages on their phone, and I'm like, how do you live like that?
Oh, yeah.
Those numbers would drive me crazy. I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go through and delete them all.
But I know the one friend that you were talking about that you really wanted them to come back was like, it's hard when you love somebody and your relationship, you want to see a positive change in them, because I think that's what happened with you guys, and
they're not ready.
They're not coming through as a friend like you need in your relationship. And that's okay to just give some space from people to just be like, you know what, I'm trying to be the best friend I can. If you're not going to show up as the friend that I want you to be, then...
Or the friend that need. Friend I need. It's not about what I want from people. It's about what and I hate saying it, it's about what I need from people. And I do put people in very high regard in my life. If I show you love, I expect maybe not exactly the same way back, but I expect the same respect that I give you back. It is, and maybe I shouldn't expect that out of people, but
there can be some one-sided friendships, and I think after a while everybody gets to see that, and you're like, this isn't even,
it's not worth it.
This is a lot of work for me, and I'm not getting anything in return. It goes for relationships, and you know, there's friendships, there's family where they just don't show up the way you do, and
exactly.
And here's also, just just because you forgive some people or you reach out and say, you know what, I don't hold this animosity, I don't hold this resentment to you anymore.
Doesn't mean we're going to hang out.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to hang out with them. But if you have somebody in your life where you're just like, it just irks you, you know, like it feels like a weight in your heart, and you just want to just be like, listen, I'm really sorry how things went down, but I wish you the best, and I want you to know that, and that's it. You know, that doesn't mean you have to hang out again and you have to be a part of their life again, because some people you did let out of your life because they're toxic. You don't need that toxic energy back.
Exactly.
But if you are holding some sort of resentment for any way,
you're being toxic as well.
Being toxic to yourself.
So before we get into this Why Did I Date Him story that she's been very excited to tell me about, I want to give a shout out to our boy Jake Gallen.
Okay.
You can go on YouTube and you can find him. He did a reality dating show. It's just like a 6-minute thing on YouTube. And he is the gracious, charming Jake that we all know. But there is a twist to this. So you have to watch it because I am not going to tell you. It's called Love Don't Judge. And I'm going to put it in the show notes, but I'm just so proud of him.
We are. He is just our podcast bud.
He is.
And
he's our podcast boyfriend. Let's be real here.
I'm going to let you say that, but he knows how I feel about him.
Hey, MJ, did you know that May is masturbation month?
You know I do. I'm going extra hard this month just for the cause.
And of course, we want you to celebrate your most extra life.
So we're going to give you a free vibrator.
And if you want in on this giveaway, just rate and review us on Apple Podcasts.
Or join the Patreon at the $5 level, where you get all our monthly specialty podcasts and the backlog. And you can find links for everything at keepingitcasualpodcast.com.
And now, back to the show. All right.
Are you ready for this Why Did I Date Him story?
You know, and usually I read the Why Did I Date Him? So the fact that she was like, you can't read it. I was like, oh.
Well, I got the email. I was like, oh my God, so why did I date him? I was like, I'm going to read it to Bree. So let's do it. All right. Why did I date him? Just came in with an email, no name. All right. So we're obviously they probably don't want to be
hi person
named. It says, hello, babes. I have a why did I date him story. It wasn't until after I thought back and said, why did I go along with that? But I did. I don't regret it. But if it happened again, I would be like, no.
Okay. What the fuck did he do?
Currently, I'm in a bit of a hoe phase. And
good for you. Hoe forth and prosper.
I love that everybody's like, I'm in my hoe phase. I need to write to the podcast.
It's because I have revealed the hoe phase, and they're like, oh, Bree's back. Let me talk about mine.
Currently, I'm in a bit of a hoe phase and started back on Tinder a couple months ago, and I'm trying to be more daring. So I did. Here it is. I matched with the guy on Tinder. We were going back and forth a few days, and he mentioned to me he had always had a fantasy of using handcuffs on a girl. I asked, like the fuzzy kind? And he laughed and said yes. Sounded kind of hot to me, so I said I would be open. Right.
Y'all, okay, I wish you could see my face right now because, like, handcuffs are not where you go on the first date.
She's in her whole face. Let her live her best life.
All right. Be careful.
She's trying to be more daring.
Don't get murdered.
All right.
Continue.
Yeah, right? Okay, it says, I have a roommate situation that keeps me from bringing anyone to the house. No, not a boyfriend.
Oh, that was going to be my next thing. I was like, are you living with your husband?
But just a judgy one. And this date, I was planning to get some and maybe even a little tied up. So we planned to meet for dinner and drinks next to a hotel he booked for us. She was just going in.
Why couldn't you go to his house?
I don't know.
What the fuck? Okay. Continue.
I gotta say, I was a little surprised when he showed up with a huge backpack.
Of like overnight clothes?
I knew we were going to hook up, but I had no intentions of staying the whole night with him at the hotel. Judgy roommate would have had too many questions. Okay, it's my sister.
Oh, all right. Well, I lived with my brother for a while. I didn't like to bring people home when I lived with him. But that was just like one night stay. Yeah, no, I get it. Okay. Right. My brother wouldn't have judged me, but it was still felt weird.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, where you been all night? Yeah, okay.
He wouldn't have been like that. He would have just been like, who the fuck is this dude? Why is he... No.
Ew, why is he using my toothbrush?
Send him home. Get rid of him. Anyways, continue.
Okay. So I asked him if he had a change of clothes in there, and he just laughed it off. And okay, she just put in big letters. We had a good time laughing, and I didn't eat much because I was kind of nervous. It was time to hit the hotel. We started.
Why you think you take a hoe to a hotel? Anyways, sorry. Thank you, Ludacris.
She wanted to have fun, okay? She's like,
no,
I'm out.
she said she's in a hoe phase. I'm just going to keep... Don't listen
She's
to
trying
me.
just to eat the salads.
Good for you. You don't want to fart when you have... Anyway.
Always have the salad.
Yeah.
I still remember Kelly Ripa talking about her and Mark Consuelos. I mean, they're 25 years together. She goes, Mark knows he's going to get some when we go to dinner. And I say, I'll have the salad.
Oh.
I love that.
Well.
Okay. She says, we started making out and he was really good at taking it slow, like undressing me and kissing me all over, then taking off my panties and went down on me.
Good for him.
It was good. When he said, I want to try something, I was thinking, I'm ready for the handcuffs.
Okay.
I'd never tried them before, so he goes to his backpack and he begins digging around. I can hear more like metal and objects clinging around. What the fuck? So I was like,
You're about to get murdered.
She was like, I don't think he has clothes in there. Then he pulls out a huge metal vibrator and says, can I use this on you?
I mean, what? Okay, look. Continue, but then I've got opinions.
What do you need to say?
No, please continue. I've got opinions after this.
All right, he pulls out a huge, in all caps, metal vibrator and says, can I use this on you? He caught me off guard. It wasn't what I was expecting, so I said, I guess, as long as you clean it first. Oh, good. So he jumped up and cleaned it and began going down on me with the vibrator.
Oh, that's hot.
It was fine at first, but then I don't think he was doing it right because it didn't feel the best. He inserted it while it was vibrating and began sliding it in and out.
Okay.
After about a minute, I was like, okay, please stop now. And then we had sex. I was pretty much numb through the whole experience.
What did he have it on? Super high settings? Jesus Christ.
My fantasy of being put in handcuffs and worship turned into some weird guy getting off on poking my vag with a giant vibrator. I left thinking, why the hell did I let him use some vibrator on me? Who else had he used it on? I don't even want to know what else he had in that bag, but I'm definitely not looking to find out. Ugh.
Oh, I want to know what he had in that backpack.
Not sure why I agreed, but ladies, beware of any man who shows up on your date with a backpack full of toys.
Okay, look, I need to know what else. I need to meet him because I need to.
Said he's digging in his backpack and things are clinking around. Like there's not clothes in there.
I need to understand his backpack situation. I want to know. I really wish you would have dug through it. You are not a true champion. No, I'm just kidding.
What else is in there?
What else is in that backpack? It's like Pulp Fiction and the briefcase where you just never know.
Yeah, it's like I'm not happy that she did not get her handcuffs. She's probably like, yeah, put handcuffs on me. This is going to be sexy.
This is like man thong all over again.
But also, yeah, Bree's right. Handcuffs on the first date, like, let's meet and let me tie you up and you're helpless.
Yeah, let's not do that. Because you can get murdered. That could have been a gun, not a metal vibrator in that backpack.
God.
Or a fucking knife. Be careful, bitches. Anyway, now that I've gone on my true crime spree, okay, how do you use a vibrator that wrong?
She just felt like he was just poking her. Like,
but men, how do you use a vibrator that wrong? It's not that hard. Anyway.
Keep it on the clit, all right? You know.
Yeah. Don't put it on super high pressure at first. Start and then build.
And then
and then build.
Like vibrating internally, like before you're about to fuck somebody.
Yeah.
That's probably not the best idea.
No,
That's like an afterthought.
No,
because
that's not true because my male hot tub lover used the magic wand on me with the penis attachment before he fucked me. But he's a different level of lover.
And somebody you were familiar with before your first date.
That's true.
I'm gonna kind of flip this and just say, gentlemen, you are not allowed to show up on your first date with a backpack full of toys. And you cannot mislead a woman with the first time you hook up with handcuffs. And you're not allowed to use handcuffs on the first date because build some trust first. I do not appreciate any of his behavior.
This is not keeping it casual approved.
Okay. Do better.
Also, yes, everybody in this situation needs to do better. Also, don't think about where the toy has been. As long as they've cleaned it, it's fine. Don't be like, oh my God, who else has he been using this on? Who the fuck cares?
I think afterwards she was just like, what did I just let go down?
No, and I get that. I get that after, like, oh shit, what did I do? But just it's one of those things that it's like, I look at sex toys like a penis. I don't want to know where that has been before me.
Yeah. It is kind of odd, though. I mean, I guess it's hard if you're single and you got some fun toys. You know, you're like, do you want to play? But I think that's got to be a personal choice. Are you comfortable with using somebody else's toys?
I'm fine with it as long as I watch them clean it.
Yeah.
Or I know they're responsible people.
Yeah. I think I would be like, I'm the one that brings the toys to the party, not
Well,
you.
You're a fucking switch. No, I like a man who's open to sex toys and has their own sex toys. And I'm like, good, I don't have to teach you anything or everything. I might teach you some things. But, like, I had a guy I hooked up with who had never seen a toy in his life. He was like, that's really big. And I was like, what?
This is medium.
This is normal. This is smaller than your dick. Like,
his first thought was probably like, you're not putting that in me.
I've actually had that before, and I'm like,
This is for me.
this is my glass dildo.
Yeah.
I wish you guys could see my face right now. Yeah, y'all. Oh God, I love this story.
Wait, thank you for sending the "Why did I date him?" Because
I love
it's
it.
embarrassing always when you want to start a sentence with "Why did I date him?" So that we're not making fun of you. We're just
No,
having
I
fun
love
with it.
everything with this. But really, don't. If you're worried about where the toy's been, you need to be worried about where the dick has been. That's all I'm going to leave you with.
Yeah.
And don't worry about where the dick has been, as long as you have a condom on it.
I feel like you've learned some lessons with this one. Now you know you are open. I feel like you're open to some stuff, and that's pretty cool. Maybe you get a vibrator and you bring it on your next date.
Bring
See how
a
they-
vibrator, a backpack, or just get like the sexy necklace vibrator.
What? A necklace vibrator?
Yes,
You have a link for this?
yes, I do.
Okay, put it
Love
in the show
Crave,
notes.
what's up?
Oh. Is it like a little bullet?
It is, but it looks like a very elegant necklace.
And it has a vibrator? You have to show me this.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Take a picture. I want a picture so we can throw it on the gram in the episode photo.
Okay.
And link.
Okay.
Because now I need to see this.
Okay.
I
will-
also want a glow-in-the-dark vibrator. What were the other things? We talked about it on the Patreon last month, but...
Yes, we did talk about it on the Patreon.
Speaking of, Bree and I have a very special Patreon coming up for you guys this month. Please join. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I would never suspect.
Nope.
Interesting. Okay, she just showed it to me. But yeah, please join the Patreon because, like we told you, it's a chance to get in on giveaways. But you also get the whole backlog of all of the episodes since we started Patreon, so it's pretty cool. So $5, and then we have little tiers where you can get merch, you can get games, all kinds of cool stuff. So maybe check it out just for a month.
Maybe. You guys, I've got nothing else to say.
That was a great one. I'm proud of you for being such a grown-up, Bree.
I am too. Until next time. Bye.
Oh, girl, that was so fun.
Yes, you guys rock. Catch us every Wednesday.
And for our monthly specialty podcast, please join our Patreon.
You'll get that the last Saturday of every month.
And if you rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, you can be entered into our super sexy monthly giveaway.
And if you want to share your voice on the show, you'll find everything you need to know at keepingitcasualpodcast.com.